Women are so desperate to be validated because they believe men can only validate them that they're not happy with who they are. And it's so sad. The majority of women I've met in these churches are so unhappy because they married men who just happened to want to settle down the moment they were involved with them. We call them placeholders. These women spent 40 years of their life with these men and never had a good sex life. They didn't feel appreciated, validated, and supported. They were the emotional construct of their relationship. They never felt whole. And these environments don't want women to be whole. Because if you're whole, if you're happy in your shoes, your skin, you are a threat to the status quo. And I've been to a church that it wasn't like that, where all women had access to senior leadership. I've also been to churches where a woman was a music minister and 6 months later was removed because she didn't have certain anatomy parts. She wasn't a man. I don't think it's a denomination issue. It's a religious issue. Because men don't want women to be in charge. I mean, look at the last election. The majority of men, and too many women, thought it's better to have a racist as president than a female vice president as president. We're like the only world power that doesn't regularly elect women into senior leadership positions. You look at the major world religions like the Catholic Church. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I have never seen or heard of a female pope. I've never heard of a female bishop. I've never heard of a gay bishop unless they hid it and then revealed it after the fact. I don't remember of an African, Asian, or a non-specific white person as a pope for several centuries. Because anything that isn't white, straight, cis, and male is a threat. And the sad part is the majority of slut shaming isn't even male-centered. It's female-centered. We applaud men for normal behavior. And when I mean normal, I mean consensual and frequent sexual behavior. We abhor, villainize, and demonize women for doing the same thing. Why don't we support women? Why don't we applaud them for doing what men do, but doing it in their own way, in a consensual, legal, and safe way? Why do we tear down women for knowing what they want and being happy getting what they want? Why do we teach men to humiliate women by dating, like purposely dating liberal, strong, independent women and humbling them? Why aren't men women's greatest cheerleaders? Why isn't a man looking for a dynamic, independent, go-getter kind of woman? Why do men feel emasculated by having a successful partner? Why are men so afraid of a woman who makes more money and is higher in the hierarchy than he is? Purity culture encompasses the way society and popular culture reinforces the idea of sexual purity as a measure of a person's worth. And we know that virginity is a social construct that men in elite positions of power created so they could sell their women through marriage. Marriage has always benefited men because it was an economic exchange and change of power, influence, physical and financial wealth. It was a transaction. It started as a largely Christian religious phenomenon, the purity culture movement. It has grown beyond that. Even in the U.S., this has far-ranging mental health impacts on those it affects.